All right, let's go ahead and get started. So we're on our packet. We have already done the nail art, how to break down basic nail art, how to do the swirls and curves and whatnot with our stripers. That was last week. And then you also were able to play with your brushes, the set of brushes that come in your kit, and that to see what brushes do what designs and how those are different from the cheap little nail stripers that we had. So let's go ahead and turn the page to our basic nail art, okay? Our basic nail art. The lighting is not the best, so I do apologize. I don't have the ring light that's working. All right, so you have your markers or matte pencils, highlighters, so that you're able to highlight your stuff, okay? And let's go ahead and get going. All right, so basic nail art. We're going to start off with our nail polish. Okay? Nail polish. It's very, the most essential tool. Most basic, what we all started off with. And then with time came other products. Okay? Nail polishes, there's three different kinds, or basic kinds. We have our base coat. A base coat is essentially to prevent nail discoloration and to allow your polish to glide on smoothly. Now, nail decoloration. When you leave your nail polish on for too long, which is 2 weeks or more, sometimes the nail polish, depending on the ingredients, will stain or decolorize or stain your nail plate. So 2 weeks is a good amount of time to leave nail polish on. Then you should take it off and apply a fresh coat. Toenails are the longer nail polishes to leave it on longer on their nails. But you have a client that comes in and they're getting a pedicure, and then you're starting to take off the polish, but then you see that their nail plate is like kind of yellow, and you're like, what is this? What they have a disease or something? It's not. It's just that the nail polish has stayed on there for too long. They didn't possibly have a base coat, and it stained the nail plate. So then you have to take an orange buffer and buff that off. Depending on the client and the situation and how long this has been going on, some people just like polish over polish over polish over polish their whole life. That may stain or decolorize their nail more permanently, depending on how long it's been on there and how long that has been happening. So, polish should be removed at least every 2 weeks, okay? To avoid that. But your base coat is going to help protect your nail plate. It's kind of like the heat protectant for the hair, okay? You are also to use the base coat. We talked about the ridges on the nail plate. I'm sorry, I keep saying the nail bed, the nail plate, okay? So if you have those, you can use a ridge filler, those polishes we had that second week that we tried them, or the base coat will help fill in those ridges to have a smoother application of your polish, okay? So that's also another thing that you can use it for. Then you have your nail polish, the actual polish that has the lacquer that has the pigment. Typically, we do 2 coats. Typically. If it's a cheap dollar store nail polish, you might need to do 3 coats because it's so thin and watered down and transparent. 3 coats, not 3 thin coats, not 3 gobbed coats of polish. You don't want it to be thick and goopy and like a lot. You just need a little bit. If it's a really nice, a really good, professional, thick, concentrated nail polish or lacquer, then you may only need 1 coat. Okay? So it just depends on the brand. Then you have a top coat. The top coat is like your hairspray. It ensures that your manicure, which is the polish, will last longer than a day. Your hands grab and touch a lot of things. Your hands are in water a lot. They cook food, they wash dishes, they mix things, they touch things. Okay, so nail polish easily chips on its own, especially with like crazy thick layers. If it's a really, really thin layer, it kind of just fades off little at a time. So not too much, not too little, right? It's got to be that sweet spot. But if you put a top coat, it helps protect the color and it helps it last a little bit longer because that top clear coat will need to fade or chip off first, and then the color chips off because it's the layer underneath. Okay? So that's kind of what the basics of polishes. You're going to learn how to do the professional way of polishing, not the grandma way of polishing. Okay? It's important to invest in good quality products. Okay? They may be a little bit more expensive, but it's totally worth it. Okay? Whenever you are looking for your polishes, you want something that they're going to last longer when you're working in salon, because time is money, that they dry faster and that they don't get lumpy, depending on the product that they're made out of. Okay? So, some brands like Orly, OPI, and China Glaze, these are professional level, professional grade, used in professional salons. Good quality, expensive, made well, good grip on the handle, ergonomic handle so that it feels good in your hand. The ingredients are well done. The brush is really nice, so it applies great application, lasts a long time, etc. Not a crazy smell, right? Still smells, but not too crazy. Sally Hansen and Essie, these are great. They're good quality polishes. You're just not going to find them at the wall at the nail salon because they're not the professional grade. But they're still good. And then you have like the dollar store nail polishes that they're good to practice with, but I wouldn't be charging someone $65 and using a dollar store nail polish. No way. Okay? Because it's not going to last. And then someone that pays $65, they're like, this chipped or this faded or this turned colors or this stained my nail. And I paid this much for it. So use good stuff. All right. In school, okay, I have a lot of you guys to buy things for, and I have a very small budget when you compare the two. So I can't afford to buy that $12, if this is a nail polish bottle, it's $12. I can't afford to buy 24 $12 bottles of polish. But I can afford to buy the $12 24 pack, right? So we use the cheaper stuff in school because we're just practicing with it. And so that I have more product for you to play with. But please do know that when you're in a salon, I need you to buy the good stuff, okay? For you had to have quality work. All right, so then let's move on to our nail daughters. With our nail daughters, we're not going to go too crazy into deep detail, but do know that we are going to have a whole lesson on nail daughters. Nail daughters, as you see here in this picture, it is a tool, like a stick, that has beads at the end, like these, okay? They are different. This does come in your kit. They are different size beads. On one end, it's one size. On the other end, it's a different size. And there's one that's just a tip, very, very thin. But these nail daughters are awesome to create dots and circle patterns. Well, our little, the design that we had here with our leopard or our cheetah print was fairly easy to create with a brush, but it's even more easier to create with the daughter because you just drop down the dot and then you just kind of wiggle the edges, and it's so much more easier. So as time passes, you'll notice and you'll come to find that some tools work better for you for some designs than others. So learn your tools. That's why Friday we were able to explore all of our brushes to see what brushes did what for us. Okay. The nail daughters are great for polka dot designs and most commonly for flowers. When you do a pedicure, if you offer the client you want nail art, a flower on the toe, that $3 to $5 extra for the nail art. Right? That's the tool that you use. These particular ones are good, pretty good, decent quality. They're wooden though. Wood absorbs. It's great because you can like really mark your name or initials into it, but they absorb a lot of things, and when you get nail polish and such on them, it's kind of hard to clean off. So the plastic ones that come in your kit, there's like a little swirl, and there's like blue, yellow, pink, green, things like that. Those are a lot better. Okay, better quality than these right here. But you do have those in your kit. All right, so nail dollars, we won't go through much more of that simply because we're going to have a whole class. So let's go ahead and turn the page. All right, then we have nail stripers. Make sure when you're writing or typing this up, make sure it's you stripers, not strippers, okay? Learn the spelling of it. So your nail stripers, as you know, you've worked with these last week. We worked with the brush in the actual polish bottle, and then we also work with the brushes in your brush kit. So the two are the same. Those nail polish bottles, as I mentioned last week, they're a little bit cheaper, so the bristles were not great. But then when you work with your brushes, you can tell a difference, right? The lines were a lot smoother, easier, better to work with. Stripers are super important. The two colors to work with are white and black. White and black are the best colors to start with any kind of polish art, because it's black and white. It's very easy to spot mistakes, and it's very contrasting two colors. Okay. Red is also a really good one because it's difficult to clean up and it's easy to see those mistakes. Okay, so red is also a good color. What I've seen or what I've learned over the summer is that they now sell gel polish, gel liquid, in these bottles, in these containers. So a lot easier for you to do different line, geometric shapes and things of the sort. Before, you'd have to use the brush method. You could still, but now they sell them now. All right. Striping tape. Striping tape is something that you do have in your kit. I believe it's like 4 or 5 little rolls of it. Okay. Striping, not stripping. Okay. So your striping tape is thin. It's just like a regular tape, except for the bottom of the sticky part does not leave a residue. They do come in reels like this, in plastic, and the film at the top. When you get a chance, if you get one of these little dispensers, save it, because you squeeze these two little handles together, pull this tape out, and then you can put in your striping tape, and now you have a dispenser. So much easier to work with, and you're not sitting there trying to find where the end is. It's already ready to go. We have different sizes, different colors, different widths, okay? So we definitely will be working with those. So striping tape is great to create super neat and straight lines and different stripes. You also, like I said, geometric shapes and figures is great for creating symmetry. Super, super great for the symmetry, okay? There's a particular way to use them. When we do our lesson on that, we will go through each one of those techniques. Let's move on to the next page. Nail art brushes. With our nail art brushes, you explored your brush kit on Friday. You can't see in the picture, but these are wooden and these are plastic. Okay. The plastic ones, you'll see there's the A, the B, the C, the D, E, and the F. You have all of them in your kit except for the B. It's like an L shape. You don't have that one, but you do have a long, thin, skinny one that you can use in place of that. With your brushes, we're not going to go through each of them, but there are different types of brushes. Some can be for detail, some can be for stripes, some can be for full body application, some for blending, ombre, just depends, okay? Turn the page. We're going to go through our anatomy of the brush. So, with our anatomy of the parts of the brush, we have here, we'll start with, on this side, we have our head. The head of the brush is where the bristles are. The bristles are natural or synthetic. Natural means animal. I have seen human hair bristles. Okay, not popular, not common, but I have seen them. And then synthetic, this is plastic. Plastic and plastic don't always stick. Plastic does not absorb, which is why most nail polish or nail brushes are made of synthetic fibers. Easy to clean, the product slides off. Animal or natural fibers, they absorb, like your hair. When your hair gets wet, it absorbs the water. So you don't want the brush to absorb the nail polish. You just want the brush to transfer the nail polish from the bottle to the nail plate. The acrylic brushes, you want the monomer to soak up. So yes, you do need natural fibers for the acrylic brushes. Okay, so for the most part it's synthetic, some are natural. And then also preference to what each service provider likes to work with. The tip of our brush is here. It's also called the toe. You have the belly of the brush, which is what we move product with for the most part. The tip, you dip the tip into the product to pick up. And then it's not listed here, so I'm going to add it. But here, this is the heel. So just like your foot, you have the toe and the heel. So when you're looking at a brush, the toe is the tip and the heel is the base. Sometimes I'll say bend at the heel. So make sure to know the vocabulary. The next thing that we have is the ferrule, ferrule. I've heard it called many different ways. Okay? I call it the ferrule. The ferrule of the brush is going to be the metal part of the brush. This is important because it holds together the bristles to the handle. There's a video I'm going to share with you on how they make, how they make brushes, so you can see how that process is. It's kind of crazy. The bristles are set into the brush a certain way so that it has a certain shape, so that it does a certain design or technique for you. Don't cut the don't cut the belly, the tip, or the bristles. Only if there's like a little crazy hair you need to trim, you can cut them. But don't cut your brushes because then you ruin the brush. You completely changed what the point of the brush is used for. Okay? But the ferrule, here at the heel, typically it will have a crimp. Just like here at the base, you see these two lines. These are the crimps. Emily, there's a brush at your table right there. If you will take that and you can pass that around, take a look at that. That particular brush does have a crimp at the ferrule at the heel spot. So I'm going to label this right here, guys. I do apologize. It's not pre-labeled. This is the crimp. Okay? There should be two crimps. So when you're going to buy your brush, or brushes, because they're expensive, y'all. Brushes, good brushes are like 30 bucks. They're really expensive. Look at the quality of the brush, right? If it already has the crimp, especially for acrylic brushes, if it already has the crimp at the heel area, you're perfect. If not, you have to go get it crimped. So you take it to the nail supply and you say, hey, can you crimp my brush? They'll charge you 30 bucks for it. I paid 30 bucks one time. I thought, oh my gosh, my brush already cost 25. So how much is that brush? Expensive. Okay, then you don't want to use it because it's so expensive. You don't want to mess it up. So the brush right here at this heel spot, the brush will be round. But then you need to have it squeezed so that it's oval because your nail is flat and it's better application. So if you're looking for brushes and this part here is still round and it's not crimped, it's not flat, then maybe you don't want to buy that brush because then you have to go get it fixed or treated, right? So here's your ferrule. You have crimps. The reason why they crimp them, besides to make it, work better for your acrylic, but The reason why they crimp it is so that it kind of binds the bristles, to squeezes them to hold them in place a little better. The crimp at the end of the ferrule is so that it pushes down and squeezes the handle on nice and tightly. Okay? Typically there's 2, sometimes 3 crimps. Very seldomly will there be 1. That way the brush will last a little bit longer and it will stick on there better. Okay? There is glue underneath the ferrule. Okay, so here there is glue. If you leave your brushes in acetone, monomer, polish remover, water, hot water, cold water, any kind of liquid, brush cleaner, for a long time, over time that glue is going to, it's not glue anymore. It's going to dissolve with time. So, your bristles are going to start to come out of your brush if it's not crimped and if the glue starts to wear away. Your handle is going to detach from the ferrule because it's just over time the wear and tear of it and the glue is gone. So you want to be careful with dipping your brushes past that ferrule line for too long. Okay? The next thing that we have here is our handle. Yes, underneath your table there's some tissues. Handle. If that box is empty, check another table. Here you have your handle. Now this particular handle is balanced, meaning it's thick in the middle and it's thin on the edges, on the outer skirts. And then it's tapered. Okay? I'm sorry, balanced and tapered, depending on how you look at it, it's kind of the same. It's also made to ergonomically land on your hand well, so you can hold it well. 2 acrylic brushes in your kit come with like a little gummy at the handle, because when you hold something repetitively and for a long time and over, you get calluses on your fingers, so that's to protect your body. So it's ergonomically made. Okay? So it works better for you. So, balance. It's thicker in the middle. So it's heavier in the middle and it's thinner on the edges. So it's not heavy at the front or heavy at the back, so you can hold it well. And then tapered. It's bigger in the middle and then thinner at the edges. So like I said, it's kind of the same. Okay? Serves its good purpose. The last thing that we have on here is going to be our size, our brush size, the name of the company, the name of the brand or series, or the name of the series and the shape, which is listed here and printed or etched or engraved on the actual handle. The cheaper brushes, like the one you passed around, they don't do that to it. But the more expensive brushes definitely have that on there. Okay? So that way you know what brush they used, what kind of bristle, what's the brand, what's the series, what's the collection, things of the sort. Okay? That is the anatomy of the brush. Maybe it's going to be a little boring. It's going to definitely have a lot of pronunciation on here. It's going to be a little bit, it's going to go by quick, but I'm going to pronounce some words slowly so you are familiar with them. And some of the questions from State Board can and will come from here. You'll start learning these words. This is just how, this is the makeup of polishes and the nail products. So, here we go. All right, we have chemistry of nail polishes, which include our gels. Okay? Nail polishes, okay, put it here. Nail polishes are film forming polymers. A polymer is a plastic. A polymer is a plastic. Here you can see, let's see here. Here you can see nitrocellulose. This is the scientific bit. If you're into science, that's the scientific bit. We're not going to go over that part. But conventional nail polish, conventional means like your typical nail polish, it contains a polymer dissolved in a solvent. So the ingredients of how the polish is made up. A polymer mixed in with a solvent. When you apply the solvent, it evaporates and the polymer forms a film. Meaning, when you polish the nails, the solvent dissolves, it evaporates, and left behind is the polymer, the plastic, and it forms a film, which is why nail polish lasts a few days or, until something else comes on it like water or whatnot. Okay? The most common polymer is nitrocellulose. This is what that little scientific piece is there. Do you ever wonder, why when you go to the store, even though the product has separated, nail polish still works after several years? Because air has not touched it. So when you have a bottle and you open it, air gets in the bottle, and even if you close it, air is still in there, and so the solvent continues to evaporate. Over time, it gets hard because all that's left behind is the polymer, the plastic. So when you go grab your nail polish and the liquid doesn't move anymore, it's because there's no more solvent in it. Does that make sense? So when you're working with your products, your polishes, you want to make sure that you close your bottles always so that they last longer. That is how nail polish goes from wet to dry. Okay? Put a line down the middle right there because we're going to split this up. This next piece is our gel. Okay? Gel nail polish is made up of the methacrylate, monomers, and photoinitiator, such as benzoyl peroxide. Wait a second, don't we put benzoyl peroxide on our face sometimes? Yeah. Okay. When you expose a mixture to UV light, it triggers polymerization and solidification, which means that it gets hard. Okay? You have your photoinitiator. Here's the science bit. Then you have your monomer. You put those two together. You expose them to UV light, and it becomes a polymer, that plastic film. Now, gel polish is a little bit thicker, a little bit harder, and it lasts longer, which is why it's so popular, because nail polish doesn't last very long. Okay? With UV or LED lights, you have to make sure that you're using the right light for the right product. If the manufacturer says you need a UV light for this product, then you need a UV light. If it says you need LED, you need LED. Now, what's good is if you do have a light that's both LED and UV. Read the manufacturer's directions. Everybody has a different thing out there. Okay? All right. We're going to pause right there simply because I know some of you guys have reboot. Okay? So, pause. Hey guys, how's it going? Outfit check. I've just got a little jacket with pants and some boots. Okay. Crazy busy. So, last week, I didn't post any videos because I thought I had scheduled them, and I didn't schedule them. What? So I'm a week behind, and I didn't post any, and I'm sorry for that. Okay, getting back to normalcy, I guess. It's crazy busy. I've got a project that I'm working on for the bridal project, making my rubric for the points. I had to edit some things on my grade sheet. Was anyone absent today? Oh my gosh, I didn't do attendance. Y'all, I'm telling you, it's crazy. And I'm not taking any work home today. My goal is not to take work home, and I'm not taking work home. and I am being firm on that and sticking to my guns, and then whatever I can get done in school, I'm gonna get done in school, and if I don't get it done in school, then it just doesn't get done. Like, I'm sticking to it. And I need to leave because it's almost 3. My alarm already went off. But anyway, I need to do attendance really quick. So one student was absent last class period. So y'all remember one thing, I was doing my lessons here on this book, like just an outline. I'm gonna get rid of this, and I'm just gonna put it, I'm gonna cover this because that's student information. I'm gonna put it here. So this is my, like, my grades, my 3 weeks on one page. And then up here, I put my assignment, what I'm taking a grade on, so that it's all on just one page. Because I'm having to take my calendar home, and then I'm taking this home, and then I'm taking, which I'm gonna stop taking things home. Stop taking things home. But I just want it all on one, like one easy to read. I know what we did that day. The student asked me, Miss, what do we do? I'm like, let me look at my calendar. And then I need to come match. And then were you absent? And yeah, sometimes you can't buy stuff at the store. Sometimes you gotta make what works for you, you know? And that worked for me, so I just made it. Nail glue came in. Look, check it out. I ordered this from Amazon. It literally, it goes fast. We use it up fairly quickly. So I definitely, oh, we just paid the membership for our advisors. So that was awesome. I just had a meeting for that after school today. And I just finished the bridal PowerPoint. Need to add some things for the bridal project. So that's done. Don't save. And I'm closing my computer, and I'm gonna leave for the day. And I'm leaving, y'all, I'm leaving my computer here. And watch tonight, I'm gonna, like, Xavier's gonna go to sleep early. Watch. And then I'm gonna have extra time on my hands, and then I'm gonna be like, do. And then I'm gonna say, I should have brought my computer home today. Watch, that's what's gonna happen. So anyway, I need to call these people. I started recording part of a lesson today, and then we have run out of time, and so then I'm gonna finish the recording tomorrow and put those together. And then start, my projector's not working. I need to do that. Okay, it's 3 o'clock. I gotta go. It's 3:01. See you tomorrow.